Just disappointments, folks, in our press at the moment. Read a newspaper today after that wonderful, absolutely wonderful Rugby League Challenge Cup final yesterday, and a wonderful win there for Lee. What did I get in the newspaper I opened today? One of the biggest in the country, if not the biggest. They had a half-page coverage on the final. At the same time, they had 2.5 pages on the Rugby Union International between, I think it was England and Wales, a game that really meant nothing. It's not in the Five Nations, it's just a friendly as far as I'm aware. And they had 3 pages for the Women's World Cup. Again, I know it's football, I know football is the big sport, I know it's a World Cup, but as I've said in the past, I for one have not a lot of interest, although I know many of you may have. But I think, what has that sport of mine got to do to break out of its northern confines and get more readily watched and readily covered by others? I'll tell you now, if you'd have watched the women's, was it the quarter-final yesterday? If you'd have watched that, which I didn't, and if you'd have watched the England-Wales Rugby Union game, and then watched the Rugby League Challenge Cup final, if anybody out there can say to me that either one of those first 2 games was better than the Rugby League Challenge Cup final, I would doubt you, and I would probably argue the point with you that the Rugby League game would have been much more exciting. That comes from me being blinkered, who only watched the last game, the Rugby League game, didn't watch the other 2. But I don't mind the Rugby Union. Not a lover of the women's football, but I love football. But I'd be amazed if either of them came close to the Rugby League. Yeah, coverage-wise, Rugby League, nothing. Just a shame. It's a real shame. But as I've said in the past, until we get somebody running this sport that really knows what they're doing, we're never going to break out from the confines. It's been 100 and odd years now. I suppose I shouldn't expect anything different. But it's such a shame. We've got a great game with a great bunch of players and some fantastic owners and fantastic people behind the sport, and we just cannot get what's deserving of the sport. It's a shame, a real shame.